This is a cameras option class. You don't have to have your camera on. I'm giving you permission to hide. You cannot hide vocally, though, but I am giving you permission to hide.
Excuse me, Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir.
So you're giving us permission to hide from our money. Is that what you're saying?
I am. I am, because the only people I want in this class are the people who want to be here for this class.
Watch yourself, Deacon.
Yeah.
I was about to say, okay, Deacon Ray, he just gonna come out with the swings. Okay.
Just right there.
Well, I'm putting things in the chat right now. I'm not sharing them to the general public of Density 6. You're more than welcome to do so. You're more than welcome. I'm not going to do so. I have no intentions to, or no desire to, whatsoever. But you're going to need both of these for the next 3 weeks. We're going to talk about Napoleon's Hill six fears, not the way you think. You've never seen this before, at least not for me. We're only going to talk about fear of poverty today for the next 3 weeks. We're going to talk about what is low self-esteem. You already know, not the way you think you know. For the next 3 weeks. For the next 3 weeks, we are going to talk about your beliefs. And we're going to challenge those beliefs, because you are officially in a cognitive processing therapy. It's not a class. This is not a class. All of you have paid me $24,000. It should be 12 weeks. I made it 20 because of feedback of so many people. Typically, a CPT counseling session lasts 12 weeks. There are some frequently asked questions in which I will skip. I'm not going to give you that option to ask those questions because I enrolled you already. You're enrolled. There's no sense in asking frequently asked questions. You are enrolled. You ask these questions before you enroll. This is before you enroll. You need these 2 documents. You're going to go to certain pages each time. We're going to challenge those beliefs that you have, but you're going to challenge them. Antonio, can you give us a breakdown further of what you mean by all of this? Congratulations. You are in therapy and it will feel like it. That's why you will see. You will see. What is low self-esteem? The name of this course is Getting Out of Your Own Way. So what is low self-esteem? There's many definitions that people are going to correct me on, but it just refers to an overall poor sense of self-value. Please write that down. It refers to an overall poor sense of value. It typically shows up as a poor opinion of yourself. Now, everybody here, or mostly people here, are going to say, I don't have that problem. That's why we're here. It's why we're here. Because if you think, so there's 2 things I'm doing. I'm doing 3 things at one time. I got the sales. I just finished with the sales team. I'm now doing capturing internet leads for people so you can make 6 figures outside of me. And now I'm doing this. If at any point you've ever thought that I'm taking too long, this business is taking too long, any of that, you have low self-esteem, whether you like it or not. You don't have to agree. That's what we're here in this class for. That's not now. We're not here for that reason. We're here to find these sneaky fears that you have that are masquerading as, I should have had this already. I'm going to do it again, Jalen. Fear has this really funny way of masquerading itself as anger. You don't have to believe me, because every single thing that I will say will be in the DSM-5 come from the DSM-5. There are the only feelings you were born with on this planet. This is going to come up a lot. It's called the feelings wheel. Antonio, where'd you get this from? It is DSM-5. What's DSM-5, Antonio? The Bible of psychological disorders.
This background music is going great while you're talking, though.
Oh, yes.
It is, though.
Yeah, that's why I forgot my share my screen. So you're not going to hear that because that's for sharing my screen. That's for me. You were born to feel bad. You were born to feel fearful. So every time I say God didn't give you a spirit of fear, that's a lie. I dare all of you pick up a baby and act like you're going to drop it. And please tell me if this baby will have a fear of falling. You do have a spirit of fear. God did give you a spirit of fear. That's why God also gave you the cross.
Watch yourself now. Hold on.
So you can override this spirit of fear. Fear is a good thing. Just the world's so safe now is a bad thing. Anger.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
under the umbrella of participation, babies are also afraid of loud noises.
Loud noises. Absolutely. Absolutely afraid of loud noises. 100%. Here you have it, anger. You are supposed to be angry. Paul says, be angry and do not sin. Doesn't say don't be angry. But guess what you low self-esteem people do? Or people who get in their own way, guess what y'all do? Claim you're never angry. I'm meddling. Those of you that have low self-esteem on the opposite end of the spectrum, you claim you're always angry. This is low self-esteem. You're just on one side or the other. You have people like Dion who will swear up and down, people like Dion, Susan, Jalen, Jerome. Nah, not Jerome. Take Jerome off. Dion, Susan, Jalen, the older version, the front-end version of Deanna. They would all sit here and, well, you know what? I have my anger under control. It's a lie. No. We all experience anger. Nobody is that nice. So if you never are angry out loud, two things are happening. One, good job. You have ascended. You have a voluntary control of your anger, and your harvest reflects it, and you are living your dreams because anger is a very destructive vibration. And I can tell if you never get angry because I can look at your harvest. Now, if you don't have what you want out here or whatever, then you do get angry. You just have a different definition of what angry is, but the universe doesn't care because you're holding that vibration. At this point, just for you to see that I'm not talking, please, I sent you all a workbook. I will send it back out into actually, Grace, you're gonna have to keep putting it in the chat for me. Yeah, I got pictures up and all sorts of stuff up because I'm sharing my screen. I don't have time to go back to my folders. If you all would be dears, if you would go to your workbook, and I'm going to share it on the screen here in a second, but if you can go to form 6.3, which is page 8, I will show you every single thing that I just said is true because you're going to spend your next 3 weeks here. You don't have a framework for it yet. I'm about to give it to you in a little bit, not yet. But here's what happens. All of you people who say, I'm never angry, I'm always nice, I always control my emotions, but you don't have your harvest out there. Something happens. That's the event. And then you tell yourself something from that, And then you feel a way about that from that. And it's your feelings that reflect your harvest. So everybody write this down. It's called stuck points, which is where you're going to stick at for the next 20 weeks. You will become masters at stuck points. Masters at stuck points. Go ahead, Dion. Oh, okay. Masters at stuck points. I would tell you all about stuck points in a little bit, Jerome. What I'm doing is I'm giving a very good overview right now of the expectations you should have. I want you to understand that if you're saying, I don't suffer with low self-esteem, I'm not angry, I'm not this, I'm not that, that's an event. Every time I open up my mouth is an event. And then you tell yourself something about my opening up my mouth. And then you feel something about that. And then months later, it reflects outside your world. We're going to save lives today, Jerome. Everybody go back to page 8. It's figure 6.3. Deanna, am I making it clear, Grace? Am I making it clear that nothing I am saying is of my opinion?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just so we're clear. This award winning by these wonderful doctors came out in 2000. They use this to this day, Jerome. If you go take CPT right now, it's going to come from this workbook. Sure is. So when you come down here, you're going to find out, my friends, that something happens and you make a meaning out of it. You tell yourself something about it. And from that, you feel that way about that. And everybody here knows feeling equals manifestations. We don't get to argue about that. Everybody here knows that. Grace, keep posting. Anything, don't be late again. Nobody, if you think I'm calling you out, ABC yourself. You're going to hear me say ABC. Y'all fit it. If you got a printer, print it out. ABC. ABC yourself. Because our agreement is I'm giving you this for free. You're going to show up on time because that's your payment. Or you owe me $24,000. All right. I showed you the feelings wheel. Don't worry about it. We're going over 1,000 times. I'm showing you ABC. Don't worry about it. Y'all finna get mad at me 1,000 times. Let's go back to what low self-esteem is. This class is not about low self-esteem. This class is not about the fear of poverty. Next, we'll be doing the next fear, obviously, fear of criticism. This class is taking Napoleon Hill's 6 fears and then taking what self-esteem is. You know why, Jerome? Because everybody has self-esteem, low or high or normal. And everybody has fear, low or high or normal. This means regardless of your gender, race, creed, nationality, background, or anything, I'm talking to you. It's undeniable. I'm talking to you. Antonio, if you could, can you give us some signs of low self-esteem? I sure can. Number 1, lack of confidence. Some of these going to surprise y'all. Number 2, you can't stay focused. Some of y'all ain't like that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 You ain't like that. You ain't like that at all. You can't stay focused.
Can you repeat starting from the first one again?
Number one, lack of confidence. Number two, can't stay focused. Number three, external loss of control. But in parentheses, something made you do that.
I
Mhm.
call those adult temper tantrums.
He who angers you controls you. Yeah, got that.
If they would just been on time, if this, if anything externally at any point dictates you internally, you have low self-esteem. So you're like, wait, I'm Antonio. I got the highest self-esteem in the world. Okay. When something hits your trigger, Antonio, if you feel a way, you got low self-esteem in that area. I have no idea what number I'm on. You have no friends that you can depend on. I'm gonna stop right here just for a moment, Grace. If you can write that down and then re-put the forms out in the chat. I have a limited time to change our life. Y'all all gonna be on class on time. Next week, I ain't letting nobody in. You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna sit there. I'm telling you. I'm gonna hit like deny or something. You're gonna sit there. Cameras is optional. I got you. You're optional. I'm being nice because this is therapy and it's already hard, Jalen. And I don't need to be a drill sergeant and try to help you. I need to just simply inform you of information and watch my tone while doing it. Next number, I forgot where I'm at. I should have last thing. I'm going
You're
from memory,
five.
by the way. 5.
You're 5.
I'm on 5 or I did 5.
You're on 5.
Okay, so the last one I should have did was because I'm doing my memory files.
You have no friends
You
to
ain't got no
depend
friends.
on.
Yeah, you ain't got no friends. Now Jerome, somebody just went, well, I just like to keep my circle close. That's why I put in that you can depend on in there. That's why I did that. One of the highest, before I get to number 5, one of the highest forms of an abusive relationship is the first thing that normally happens? It's called high involvement. This means that I marry Susan, and then I'm at Susan's family house for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then the next thing is, Susan, you play volleyball? I'm going to all your volleyball games. I want to, and this high involvement comes off as supportive. It's not what it is. I know everything you're doing at every time. I have abandoned all my priorities in my family to be the greatest family to you. Why? So when Susan says, I want to do this, I'm always here for you. Why we always go together. Y'all don't want to listen today. Y'all don't want to listen today.
That's a trap.
Come on now.
It is absolutely a trap, Jalen.
Gee, I'm scared. I'm getting PTSD right now.
It's a
I
great
feel like I'm
response.
trapped again and I didn't even do nothing yet.
As a
We didn't
recovery,
always go together. We didn't
No.
all, we never really went together, only major of importance to both of us.
You talking about you and Phil?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. That's why I said me and you married. I wouldn't even think about Phil.
And these things
Yeah.
you've asked so far, I have confidence and I have friends most definitely I can depend on.
Good.
They'd be here in a minute. So
Nope. We're gonna keep going. Let's see.
We've
Let's
been-
see. Yeah, we're gonna see what we at. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna see what we at.
Been trying to practice this for years, you know, not trying to do
Antonio,
it.
Mhm.
you're having too much fun
Oh yeah.
at this exercise.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just, I'm observing you, okay?
Oh yeah.
And you're having entirely too much fun.
It is one of my guilty pleasures. Some of y'all like chocolate. I like to get in front of highly aware people and remind them yin and yang. See, y'all keep thinking ascension is the absence of descension. That's not how it works. Allow me to explain this to you in the law of aerodynamics. When a plane takes off, it is not defying gravity. It is using gravity to both accelerate and steer. You can't turn in space. Just understand this. Gravity is not working against the plane, it's working for the plane. Or we couldn't make a left turn to take you to California. Descension is never working against y'all. It is absolutely working for your ascension. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Worry and doubt. If you are an overthinker, Jerome. If you worry when things happen, this is how it works. I'm just talking about Antonio. Now, if you hear something else, I'm talking about, I said Antonio. You hear me? I ain't say nobody else named Antonio. The car. Oh my God, the car. That's the devil. Car breaks down. It's the engine light. And I look at Jerome, my wonderful husband, and I go, "Ooh, we can't afford this right now. Low self-esteem." Mm-hmm. Low self-esteem.
Wow.
Come on. Thank you so much for your transparency.
You're naming everything
Yes.
that applies to me. Girlfriend, I lack confidence, I can't stay focused, and I worry and doubt.
So you may be like Antonio
Shoot.
and don't have low self-esteem, but you got it in areas. And this is why, because the more successful you are, the more aware you are, the changes you need to make are like this big. But they determine millions of dollars. So if you never acknowledge these little millimeter spaces that you got to change, you're gonna stay at where you are. Go ahead, Emma.
If you have, because I heard you say you may not have low self-esteem, but you may have it in places. But
Mhm.
even if you have, isn't it like how the example of the water of glass with the poison in it?
That's
Like,
correct.
and if it just has a drop of poison in it, you're still not gonna drink it because the whole glass is still contaminated?
Thank you so much for getting, because of course, when I was finishing my list, I was gonna bring that analogy up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, you did good. That's why you with me. You did good. Because check this out. Well, I mean, my name is Antonio. I'm only poisoned in my leg. Let somebody with throat cancer say, "Oh, well, it's just in my throat. It's just in my leg, Grace. That blood clot just in my leg. Come on now,
Can get to your heart real quick.
real
Okay?
quick. Okay. Go ahead, Dion.
I got a great example.
Mhm.
So my dad, before he had the work done on his mouth, they had to do an exam and everything, x-rays, MRIs and all of that, so they can see, how everything looks. And he had an infection. But he didn't know he had an infection because he hadn't been to the dentist in a few years because he had extremely sensitive teeth, which he told the dentist. And my dad's the type of person, when I tell you once, shame on you. If I have to tell you twice, shame on me, and you ain't gonna see me no more. And
Mhm.
so that's what happened. So we didn't know like how long he had had this infection.
That's absolutely low self-esteem.
And when he went and they told him about the infection, he had been here recently, for the past like couple of years or so, he's been going to the doctor because he's had an extreme amount of red blood cell production. Like he had too many red blood cells, basically had too much blood. And the people at the dentist, the people where he was getting his teeth done were saying, she said, the first thing we want to do is clear up the infection because the infection can spread everywhere. So, and so he got rid of the infection. Well, right before the call, I asked him, I said, because he's still going to the doctor. I say, Dad, didn't that clear up when they cleared the infection? He said, I said, your cell levels are fine. He said, yeah, that's fine, but they still want the money. So they still keep me going. But I said all that to say that's
Okay.
just like low self-esteem. You may have it in one area, but just because it's in that area does not mean it's not spreading to other areas and infecting other aspects of your life.
First off, y'all clap for that. That was fantastic.
Okay, because she did that
It
just like
should have been in my script.
she not gonna hit us, but she did that turn just like a preacher. I'm
Yeah,
gonna just
yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That should have been in my script. You understand? That's how good that was. Now think about this for a second. About 19 areas, she just said her daddy got low self-esteem. I'll give you the most notable one that y'all do. If Antonio says, all right now, Noelle, we're not gonna do that. That's me protecting my garden. Nothing wrong with that. If Antonio says, all right now, Noella, we're not gonna do that. That's me with low self-esteem. So which is it? When I say, if I say something once and it keep happening, I'm cutting it off. Knowing that I am going to ill be paid for it, that's low self-esteem.
Wait, run that again, because the
Yes.
pay for it got me.
Yeah. If I cut something off, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going back there. Don't like it. I'm not doing it, anything like that. But I know in 2 years, 3 years, I'm going to severely pay for it. That's low self-esteem because your body and the health of it is a direct reflection of your thoughts. And I'm just saying, well, the poison ain't got me now. So I'll wait and deal with the poison later. How dare you treat God's temple that way? Well, I'm a
Thanks for
ruin.
punching me in the face. I appreciate that, sir.
You understand?
Okay, Jerome, I was about to say so. All right.
Number next, whatever number it is. I think I stopped at 6. I don't know if I said worry and doubt. I don't know.
You did.
Difficulty accepting compliments. That boy meddling. I mean, meddling, Anne Marie. Just get the mic from him, Noella. Get it from him. Difficulty accepting money for your kindness.
Now that is one
That was
area
seven.
I have mastered. Okay,
No,
listen.
that's right. Grace, I'm
Wait,
not.
repeat,
other areas
repeat,
of
repeat that,
today.
Antonio.
Difficulty accepting money when you're being kind. When you did something from your heart.
Accepting money.
That's loaded. That's loaded.
Accepting money when you're being kind.
When you're doing something from your heart. Because if I say difficulty
Okay.
accepting money, everybody gonna go, shit, not me. Everybody gonna do that.
Ooh.
But when you do something from the kindness of your heart, oh no, Jerome, I can't accept that. Go ahead, Deanna.
Okay, so I know how it correlates because if somebody, that means you have low self-esteem when it comes to money because somebody verbally complimenting you when they give you money, that's their way of physically complimenting you. Y'all, please forgive me because as he's saying stuff, I'm associating it with stuff in my head because that's how I learn. So I have to visualize it.
No, I'm the same way because when I think about it, I was really bad with the first one, the
Yeah.
verbal, whatever,
Oh
whatever,
yeah. Oh yeah.
and not taking money for it. But then I got better at the verbal, and so because my problem was everyone would try to say, "Oh, well, you're self-centered, you're cocky, you're too confident," so that would mess up my confidence. And then when I get a compliment, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, thanks." Because
Mhm.
I didn't know if you was actually being real or you were being a snake in the grass. And so once I
Mhm.
got over that, then it was the money one. It was, bro, I'm just a nice person. Why can't I just give to you?
Mhm.
But sometimes, and I think y'all taught me this, was that's God showing up through someone else, and I should accept that. And
Amen.
so, like recently, I've been really, really helping my godmom with her business to the point where I almost forgot about mine. And
Mm.
I have it because, I believe you can do 23 hours on someone else's. You still got to do at least 1 hour on yours. So then
Amen.
I did that part. But now it's like she didn't gave me money and I ain't asked for nothing because I just want to help her. And now she didn't gave me money and I accepted it and I said, well, damn, I needed it. Thank you. And I kept it pushing.
And you
And
kept
so
it
like
pushing.
it's cool seeing that
Well,
transformation, even though it's very subtle.
right. Because 2 years ago, oh nah, auntie, nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't want to put you out like that.
Well, my saying is we get rich off the world, not each other. So
Ooh, that's
I believe that
clever cliches
because
to
I
justify
like
low
when it comes to
self-esteem.
you, I don't never ask you for nothing but knowledge.
Mhm.
I want to get rich off the world.
See that?
That messed me up too in parts.
That's us cleverly disguising our low self-esteem. I got some more. I got some more. I have some more. Inability to charge full price. They don't want
That
they
is
want
my area.
okay, thank you, Grace. They want to act like I wouldn't talk to nobody.
Inability to charge, period.
Full inability to charge and
You go into
inability
that
to
a little
charge
bit
full
more
price.
because
Uh-oh.
it's back and forth.
If it costs 25,000, it costs 25,000. See, but
But
here's
even
what
you bring prices down, and I'm not saying that like on some, but like I'm just trying to find the mindset here with that.
let's explain both. My business formula is to charge 10% of the actual value because I'm going for predictable income and lots of customers because I'm trying to reach billions of people instead of 2 or 3 or whatever. Okay. That's a business formula. It's called bundle better. That's a business formula. If I tell you it costs 1,000 and I've already discounted it by 90%, and I still discount it again, now that's low self-esteem. Because
Okay, so you
that's no
basically
longer my
you like
business
double
formula.
back on your
Right.
thought.
Right.
Okay,
Because here's what happens. Because as a person, I want you to like me. And since I have a problem with money and I had a bad experience, I know when I tell Dion it costs this much, I hurt my feelings first before I even say it. And since I want her to like me and I'm a people pleaser, which is on the list, you might as well write it down. I can't charge her full price because I'm saying to her in my head, well, I don't want to do her like that, or she's not going to pay it that way. No, that's your thoughts about you. You're projecting your thoughts about you on her ability to pay.
okay. Can I
You know
interject real
what that
quick?
is?
You sure can. You sure
So
can.
are you telling me because
Talk
just
to me.
recently I did that and it was to show love because they're really good close family friends and it was a funeral thing that just randomly happened.
That's customer loyalty. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a formula. You have
Okay, because like for
yeah.
me, I'm getting free food, everything. I took less $50 to show love, and I over produced pictures for them.
That's customer loyal. That's customer loyalty. Nothing wrong with that because you can work with them again. As long as that was his motive.
Yeah, because I just wanted to show love. Obviously, I want my motherfucking money.
Well, fair enough then. And that's appropriately said, sir. That's appropriately said.
Excuse me.
Everybody here shares that sentiment, whether they curse or not. You understand? Everybody here shares that sentiment. They would have said it the Disney Channel way, but the energy and the vibration was totally accepted, sir. Totally accepted. Judges, yep, they said it was accepted. Completely accepted. Okay, go ahead, Renee.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, I'm old
That's
school.
okay.
Now, do I have this correct? That this one you guys are talking about is inability to charge full price.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I have come a long way with that because, and I can say that I just read a couple books, a series of books when I first started, and I took. Let's just go ahead and say it was no money. Really, it was
Fair
no
enough.
money. There wasn't even a comma in that mug.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did my presentation, what last week or not last week, but week before last, at the networking event, this woman asked me flat out, how much do I charge for a book? And I literally said in a room full of people, I was like 25K. And you know what? And then somebody else asked me, later on, and I said 35 because I was like, man, I realized that I was wrong by the 25K. But I find that I'm not budging on my business prices. And then I realized, I think after our class, I was like, I need to increase my prices because when I said 25K, I was like, that wasn't even nowhere near enough. But you hit me when on the worry and the doubting, because I'm on that at this point because I'm putting my business out there, but I'm also like, okay, all right, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, but the fruit's not showing up yet. And it's easy for that doubt and that worry to creep in, but it's however,
Yo,
I need to
Jesus
be
said, if you need to see the fruit in order to believe, you got low self-esteem.
yeah,
Blessed
I know,
are those
I
who
know,
have believed and have not seen.
I know,
Okay.
I know. And you hitting me. And I wish I could hit you with this ketchup, but I
Fair enough.
can't. However, it's you can see, what I'm saying, it's important for me to see what seeds that I'm carrying so that I can start to sow correct seeds. But I'm I'm a lot better with my business when it comes to my prices because I'm like, nope, I'm not budging on this. But I still need some growth in some other places. But I'm just putting myself in the same right sword. I just
No,
wanted
I
to say
appreciate
that.
that.
So
Let's try to identify a few of those other places because we're about to go through this worksheet in a little bit. I got this in my memory, so I got to go. You know how when you memorize something, you got to go backwards and go. Okay, number 7. What's the last thing I said?
well, the inability to charge full price, or the number 7 was difficulty accepting money when you're doing something from your heart. I think
Difficult to
that's
accept. Thank you. Difficulty accepting criticism.
okay. So that's number 9. Okay.
Even though criticism is stupid, but still difficulty accepting it. Y'all not half of y'all not feeling like what I'm about to say next. I'm just gonna tell you, Noella, protect me. Protect me, Noella. Okay, they're gonna have to. You're gonna have to talk. You're gonna walk me to the car. Never asking questions, but only talking when it makes you look good. Half the people on this call do that. I should have said
I
A.
do.
This is what it looks like.
Is it I, Lord?
You
Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay? That's a great high self-esteem question there. It's when you sit into I don't know. This is making a small group discussion. See, a lot of people won't say anything, Phil, unless it makes them look good. So they'll wait. They'll wait into that point of conversation now they come off as if giving input. That's not input. That's verbal masturbation, what Serena would call it. That's not input. Input is adding value to the conversation. There will come a point to where you will look good with your question or your comment. But when you only say something when you look good, it's because in you need to look good. And we all know people like that. We all know people like that. They'll sit in class for 5 hours and only say, you know what? Now that I brought that up, pay attention. Pay attention to church, Bible study. Just pay attention. Just pay attention and watch how many people do it. I'll give you an example of it. You're right, Pastor, because I was reading this and then they I ain't even had to finish that one, huh? That wasn't even what we was talking about, What we was talking about was are there questions or this, but I had to let everybody else know. Y'all wasn't studying this week, but as I was studying, they're gonna get mad at me, Grace. They're gonna get mad at me. Okay, anyway. Poor outlook of the future, lack of boundaries.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll, Pastor. Slow your roll. Some of us taking notes.
Poor outlook of the future. I don't have a poor outlook. I think the future is good. Okay. Back up. Is it good this month? Sure is. Okay. Back up. You got enough money to pay those bills? Oh, no. Okay, then, but it ain't good then.
We're doing too much. We just started. We ain't even been in here 45 minutes yet. I mean,
the reason we about to go over stuck points for the rest of the class. And what I'm trying to do, Ian, is I'm trying to show you that y'all get stuck. And that stuck point needs to be challenged. It's the only way. That's the whole point of CPT, cognitive processing therapy, is to process your beliefs, find out where you're stuck, and then challenge them. I'll give you just the whole point of cognitive processing therapy. So I'm not beating y'all up. I'm not just bringing this up. I'm giving you all these things because every time I've said something, no matter how saved you are, you've all answered in your head outside of what you said in your mouth. And ain't said a word yet. Sure can. Go back on boundaries. Boundaries is simple. Lack of boundaries. Some of y'all can't say no.
So
that's an appropriate response, Grace. Can't say no. Here's the deal, Ina. If you can't say no, you're always in someone else's yes. And if you're always in someone else's yes, you're never in your own.
that's because I don't know what my yes looks like. I know what your yes looks like.
That's low self-esteem. When you don't know what your yes looks like, that is the crowning achievement of low self-esteem. Jerome would say that's the greatest trick of the enemy.
So if I tell you no, we ain't gonna have no problems.
The mere fact that you have to ask that question says you have low self-esteem. But yes, the answer is yes. I always tell you to tell me no. And I ain't the person causing chaos in your life. You better tell these folk, I'm not the person causing chaos in your life. You got other folk causing chaos. Whenever it's time to say, okay, I'll show y'all. I'm gonna show Grace. This is in her blind spot.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you finally do say no, who to no to?
You? I'm just playing.
No.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Because don't nobody else let you say no but me.
Right.
That was in your blind spot.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all missed that. No, don't think about her. Think about your own life.
No, it just went over some heads.
I caught that. I caught that one because I was the same way.
Which is she's questioning. So if I tell you no, we're gonna be all right. When I'm the only person she tells no.
And when you have,
But I try not to.
I'm the only person who she tells no, but I'm the only person that's responsible for her income. Think about that. Because I got you, Deanna, because in her brain, saying no is terrible. But somewhere in her ascension, spirit or something, she knows she can say no to me. Now, she made a I'll show you. I'll show you what she did. Like you don't have to believe me. This is what Grace did. Grace says, "What if I say no to him?" Okay, that's what it is. I say no. Then she tells herself something about that. Grace, what do you tell yourself if you? So the action is say no to Antonio. And what do you tell yourself about that?
I'm gonna hear about it later because I'm gonna let him down because I told him no.
So now Grace is showing you that your stuck point can be more than one thing. Hear about it later. Let him down. Do you have more, Grace?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, watch this here. Watch this here. I thought I made this typo. Don't worry about it. Next time, y'all got it. Okay, y'all got it. I tell him no, and then right here, she got 2 stuck points. Now here's the deal. Those stuck points make her feel. How does that make you feel, Grace?
Terrible.
But not just terrible. Then it makes you feel like you can't come to me and you can't this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You got a bunch of stuff, right?
Right.
Now watch it. Now here's the deal. Later on, y'all gonna find out. Not yet, but later on, you're gonna discover that this ain't the end of the road. This is. This the end of the road. See, we went A, B, C. We haven't got to her challenging. Because watch this here. Watch this here, Grace. What evidence do you have that you can't tell me no?
Because last week I'm just playing out.
This is page 59, by the way, y'all. No, honestly, Grace, name me a time you've told me no. Give me the evidence for it. That your stuck point came true. That your belief came true.
Oh no, I can't.
I'm gonna say you can't because I know me. However, that may not be true. Name a time. I'm perfectly fine with that.
No, I don't know. I don't recollect.
Deanna, can you help her think of a time?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
No. I didn't say. I almost said no because I was gonna go out in the field on a Wednesday, but you didn't tell me.
Was that the day
You was
we
like,
had
"Hey."
the important meeting?
Right. When it was capturing internet leads, and you say, "What time is you? What time is you?"
That had to do with me. I didn't tell you to go out there.
But that's what I'm saying. And I told him it's at 2:00. You said you're gonna miss capture internet leads. You said next time, hey, make sure you don't, schedule appointments around that time. I was like, okay. And then I told myself, well, if I don't come to this one, I'm gonna hear about it later. So let me just go ahead and miss this appointment, and I'm gonna come here. And he was like, I ain't saying do that. I was like,
this is a great prime example here. So let's go over the event. Everybody write this down. Grace said the event is, I told her, the event is, so the event could be split. We need to, the event is either, okay, no problem, next time, just make sure, you schedule. Had nothing to do with you being in class. You the one who said you wanted to get the class for your own money.
Right.
As a friend, I was telling you, make sure that you keep your own dreams true. That ain't what you heard.
No, that ain't what I heard.
Of course not. All right, that ain't what you heard. That ain't what you heard. What reason, Grace, do you need to be in and we're gonna come back to this event. What reason? When did I tell you you need to be in caption internet leads?
You didn't. I did.
Have I even asked you for notes like I normally do?
No.
So hold on, that's 2 weeks now or something, and I haven't asked you for notes at all.
No.
How typical is that of me?
That is not typical at all.
Let me put y'all down. I'm gonna get all y'all on this square now. Grace, did I ask you for notes?
No.
Did I ask you to send me anything?
No.
Anything? Nothing, like nothing.
Nope.
Do I always, Grace? We're gonna use always here, euphemistic, liberally here.
Mm-hmm.
Do I always ask you, hey Grace, send me them notes?
Yes.
Did I do it this time?
No.
Because the classes that I'm teaching, the stuff that I'm doing is 100% for y'all. It ain't for me. I ain't making no book out of this. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Antonio, why are you doing this for us? Because y'all make my life difficult when you're unhappy. So my job is to make you happy so my life don't be difficult. That's a word. Y'all better start listening to that in your own lives. Your life will be a lot more smoother if you share what you know with the people you work with, the people you kiss in the mouth, the people you raise. The reason why your life is difficult is because you're withholding information. Jerome could find 16 scriptures about that right now if he tried to. He wouldn't even, you know, his book is right off screen. He ain't got to reach far. He probably ain't got to lean. Look. Unmute your mic, Jerome, and say something just so they can see. You didn't even have to lean.
I'm gonna without the book. Come on now.
There you go. Now, book in that case was capitalized. Dion, that was a capital B on the book. That was a different kind of book. You understand? All right, Grace, hold on. We're short because we're coming here anyway. Y'all not ready for this. Are we clear? You're not ready for this. It takes you 6-7 weeks to get ready for this, Susan. This is like, because by the time cognitive processing therapy is about 12 weeks mastering this. I only showed you A, B, and C. No, there was. We're gonna challenge every last one of Grace's stuck points. So let's clearly identify the event. Grace, I can't identify it. I can only bring up the two things you said. You got to tell me which one was the event. Was the event you called me and said you got an appointment for Wednesday? Or was the event when I told you, oh, okay, no problem, this next time? Which one was the event?
The latter one.
Okay, then. So Grace is literally write this down, Grace. Yeah, in fact, y'all write Grace stuck point down too. You're gonna put a situation. And what's the situation? The situation is Antonio said, no problem. Grace, can you tell us what I said?
When you asked me what time it was, and I said it was 2:00, you said you gonna miss capture internet leads. Hey, stop scheduling appointments around.
That's the events. A, you're gonna miss capture internet leads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no problem. So y'all put Antonio said you're gonna miss capture internet leads. That's the event. I'm trying to show Jerome, this class is gonna be so liberating, man. Y'all have no idea how evil and low self-esteem y'all are, because you never take an audit and look at what you got outside. Let me just stop this real quick. I forgot y'all can hear my little chanting music. Let me just stop this real quick. I'm using it as a vibration for me, so I don't be too hard on y'all, right? I'm trying to, it's a stabilizer for me. One or two things are true, Jerome. I'm wrong. Science is wrong. And nothing what I'm saying applies to y'all. Or, excuse me, let's change that. I'm wrong. You're right. You're on the right path. Or your God is weak and wimpy and will not bless you for being on the right path. Choose ye this day. If you're on the right path, you got fruit to show for it. Jerome, please unmute your mic and teach these young folks something. They get on my nerves.
Been punching us in our face since this has started.
So either your God is weak and wimpy and bless everybody else but you, Antonio.
Why are you bringing my God into this? I'm
because,
okay.
Because that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Or this very confusing sheet that you're going to learn about soon, Noella, is controlling your heart. It's because it's all controlling your vibration. Typically, when y'all see me teach, I do cognitive behavioral therapy. This is when it's Socratic. I make y'all ask questions. I make you answer. And then Jerome think you got the right answer. I go, that was a good one. What about this one, Jerome? Like, damn it. Because I'm forcing you to create a new wrinkle in your brain so you can then go, I like that class. What you learned? I have no idea what I learned, but I'm telling you, I feel good about it. I learned a lot. Because it's never my goal to teach you anything. It's always my goal for you to teach you everything. That's always my goal. That's when people go, okay, man, I'm gonna show up next week. This is why I'm able to hold y'all for 2 hours. Because it's you teaching you. But cognitive processing therapy is a little different, Noella. This is when I show you. And then together we go, well, was this true? I expect everybody in this class to cuss me out because you're supposed to cuss out. Phil is supposed to cuss me out so we don't have to cuss out Susan. You cuss out your therapist. You don't cuss out the person that you're going to therapy not to cuss out. Kenneth, that makes sense. If you're going to cuss somebody out, it needs to be your therapist. You paying me to cuss me out because you can't bring that back home. You understand? I fully expect over 20 weeks for you. Y'all heard Jalen, I got PTSD, man. I don't even know what the hell I did. That high involvement is for real. Why you ain't so we don't go together no more? That okay. If you love me, then you would. It's all abusive. All that's abusive. All that's abusive. Grace, we're using you as an example. We're challenging your thoughts, and we're using you because it's towards me and me and your friends. So that nothing about this can be treacherous to you. Everybody write down Grace event was Antonio said. Can you tell us exactly what I said again, Grace? However you remember it.
Oh, when I told you that the appointment was at 2, you said you're gonna miss to capture internet leads. Make sure you don't.
Okay. You're going to miscapture internet leads. Everybody write that down. Grace, the stop point now. This means I believe this. Let's see. It's too confusing here. So we're going to go back to page 8. I tell myself this. Can y'all see how easy this one is? Because y'all not ready for that big one yet. The situation is Antonio said you're going to miss internet leads. Grace, would you please tell us? Do not hold back. You know you can't hurt my feelings. We hang out every day. What you said. I told myself something.
What I said. Oh, okay. Because you said what I said. What you said. Okay. Yes. I told myself, don't you miss this class because if you do, you're gonna hear about it later.
All right. Antonio's going to leverage this, use this over me later. Everybody write that down. Antonio's going to make me feel bad about this later. That's even better. Is that accurate, Grace? Am I speaking for you?
That was accurate.
Now, she clearly felt the way because I just found out she canceled the appointment. So, Grace, what did you feel to cancel whatever appointment you had with Keenan?
Hey, he may be a little upset, but it'll be
No,
okay.
that's not accurate enough. You would have had to feel something like,
Well, I ain't want to let him down either, because
yeah, but in order to cancel, which you perceived you wanted to go to, which I had no idea, which was also money, which I had no idea, you would have had to say something similar to. Let's go deeper. I'm glad we're doing this. You have to be real with these sheets. Because if you're not addressing your actual feelings and stuck points, you're never going to change the vibration. So Grace would have felt something. I can't tell her what she felt, but I'm going to put you in the right area, Grace. Because if she canceled money to be with me for free, she felt way more than whatever she's saying. Is that common sense, y'all? Like everybody? Okay, everybody.
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, it's bigger than that.
All right. Right. So, Grace, you had to say something similar to, fine, I'll let him abuse me. Or this may be too far, but just somewhere here you went, I got to pick two evils. I won't do what I want. I'll do what he won't, as always. There's got to be something like that in there. You understand? There's something around there.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Now give us, don't take my words. Go deep in you, and you said something painful because you canceled. So you said something. Let me do it again so everybody can get it. She said something so painful, it butterflied effect the rest of her life. Y'all not paying attention to y'all decisions. The one decision Grace made is rippling through time right now, forever. Y'all all familiar with butterfly effect?
And messing with her money.
All right. Now, don't hide behind Grace. Now y'all see why I said cameras all clear, because some of y'all going, I'm glad that ain't me. God damn. All right.
I got something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I remember it kind of brought something up that when you were I think you were sick with a toothache, and I had 2 appointments set up, and they were real good appointments.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Grace. She said, "Oh, we got the reschedule." I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "These dudes already know, they trust what there." So I felt like, man, we need somebody else more than Antonio, because now he messing with my money.
I know that's right.
So I was like, okay, what did I do? So I felt away for a while, and I was like, well, shit.
Fair enough.
I don't know if this really gonna work. I said, and I thought about it, and my wife say, don't go off. I say, I'm about to. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just wait it out. And the 2 that I wanted, they didn't come. Yep. And I said, you know what? That's okay. But I was mad at that point. I was really mad.
I understand.
So I know how Grace felt, because that was with my money, and I'm like, this ain't gonna work.
Y'all hear it? Yeah. So he done filled out A, B, and C real quick. Okay, real quick, and there's nothing I could do. Right? There's nothing. Now, I'm gonna show y'all, because I'm trying to show this to Grace, but we're gonna take Kenneth now. So we'll go back to this difficult one. It's just more filled out. Kenneth knows 4 hours after getting my stones crushed and mutilated, I was on the phone with him with an appointment. So the question becomes, what evidence did he have for that? And you write it down, whether you have it or not. Because then you're going to say, what evidence does he have against? And one of the things he did answer me with his stones cut. I'm trying to keep it.
Can I ask a qualifying question?
You understand? Yeah, go ahead.
It just dawned
So
on me.
during this time, was this a situation, Ken, that you felt like you could have closed by yourself, but you wanted Antonio with you? Or it was like, this is just the process of how it goes?
But he don't need me at all. I'm gonna let him answer, but he don't need me at all. Grace probably could have did three-way call. It was probably a book sale or something like that that would have had specific. But Grace knows enough to where she could have did it. Deanna could have did it. He's not. He at that time he wasn't empowered enough to even use those options. Okay, but what he was talking about was he had two people. He put his reputation on the line for they was ready. The trust was already there. He did all the work. He know they was gonna buy if he can just get them in front of me. And then now he did $50,000 and down the damn drain. Kenneth, did I speak for you incorrectly, sir? I don't want to.
No, sir. Absolutely
Okay.
correct. I'd already spent the money.
I already spent the money. You understand? That's big deal, Ken. Trust me. If he was talking about it's gonna be 150,000, man. It's gonna be, you get what I'm saying? So this is why I act the way I act, because I promise you I text Ken like 5 times about his cousin, right, Ken? Because I didn't want there to be. I'm not assuming that he's thinking this way. I'm just saying I understand people, and Phil says all the time, understanding releases the need for forgiveness.
Yeah.
So I just understand that maybe I should just show myself available. Now, what happens. I can't do nothing to do with that, but I'm gonna show myself available. Okay, go ahead, man. You should say something.
Yeah, with my cousin, it was more of, yeah, you reached out to me and you was like, you know what? You can negotiate that price down. And I thought about it. And I said, no, because I understand the value behind it and what's going on. I said, nope. And she asked me, I said, nope, I'm going 10K. I said, the least I need is 10,000. And I said, the least you need to put down is 2,000. She said, well, cuz, what about 1,000? Nope. She said, well, cuz, what about the cousin discount? I said, look, that is a cousin discount.
It is, because it's
So that is,
$100,000. You
yeah.
sold $100,000 package for 10 bucks.
So yeah, so I'm just waiting for her. I was like, look,
You
if
just
you,
waiting
if
for
you
her.
don't want to get it out, that's fine. I'm moving on. I'm there for you. I said, but until then, I need that 10 and I need that 2. 10 and 2.
Got to
I
be
heard
careful
that, Ken.
because
Go on with your bad self.
and me and him talked before via email, because got to be careful, because if I'd have been like, oh yeah, I'll do that for 500 for you, then they ended up screwing him over. That's gas in the tank. He trying to pay the mortgage and gas in the tank. You get what I'm saying? All right. So Grace, we're gonna come back to this evidence for with you, okay? But right now, I feel myself. I told myself something. What did you tell yourself?
Yeah, I said, well,
It's okay. I know you're like, don't want to hurt my feelings or something. You cannot, because these are your thoughts. They're not mine. And I didn't do whatever the hell you think I did.
right.
Right. This is your guilt, not mine. But go ahead.
Right. Oh, I said, yeah, you alluded to it. I'm gonna just do what he said to do, and just not go.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna be his slave. Is what I want y'all to write down for I feel something. I'm just gonna be his slave. Therefore, slaves don't make money. Did you make money that day, Grace?
No.
So then be his slave was pretty accurate. Now watch this here. We getting ready to. Did you say anything else about any of the other feelings?
No.
Okay, now watch. We're gonna come back to that in a second. Now I'm gonna ask Grace a simple question. Grace, can you say no to your mother?
No.
Father?
No.
Ken. Not this
No.
Ken, but that Ken.
No.
So am I genuinely the only person you say no to?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, you're muted.
So then now, watch this here. We come down this list. Are my thoughts above column B, in column B, realistic.
No.
You get it? Is what Grace saying realistic? Because what she is saying, she just proved, Grace, can you say no to anybody else?
No.
What percentage? Now we're gonna do this mathematic. What percentage? Percentage means out of 100. She's gonna take a whole number. What percentage? You're gonna compare your percentage to saying no to me versus your percentage saying no to them. And I want you to go past. I want you to go last 9 years. What percentage do I get no? Do they get no?
They get no. Maybe 10.
So then I'm at 90.
Yeah.
I'm at 90% no. So the question now becomes, Grace, was your stuck point realistic?
No.
That's a breakthrough. Yeah, clap for Grace. I'm not even done yet. Clap for Grace. No, let her hear. Let her hear. Y'all mute your mics. Let's hear.
All right,
Woohoo,
Grace.
yeah, Grace.
Yeah.
All right, Grace.
But here's the deal. Since she does not challenge those thoughts, it messes with her money. Watch this here. Grace has to make somebody her oppressor. Here's the actual truth. Somebody has to be her oppressor. She can't do it to her mother because, like, her days will be numbered. Yeah, Jerome got it. You understand? Jerome got
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Grace got it.
Yes.
Can't do it to her father because saying that, so her days will be numbered. Can't do it to Ken because he's as old as the mama, you know what I'm saying? And then Ken then Ken is unstable. I'm not. Ken is unstable. Now that's a fact. That is Grace. Is it? Ken could be right here. I would call Ken unstable. Ken know he unstable. Ken would tell you he unstable.
Yeah.
And then say Negroes right behind it.
Yes.
He would do this. Okay, all right. So Grace has, can you say no to your pastor?
No. No.
So Grace don't have anybody in her life she can say no to. But somebody has to be the victim because she can't make it her because she's never did these challenging her thoughts. Let's do it again. Since she never made her thoughts the villain, somebody has to be the villain. And there's only one person in Grace's life would choose words. Too arrogant to stay the villain, too arrogant to decay the villain, too forgiving, whatever she wants to say. Arrogant, forgiving, don't care. Something about Antonio. I make him a villain. He'll get over it. Yeah, it's all right. Emma, Grace, is this correct?
Yes.
I'm the only person. Don't get it twisted. Guess you got a friend do me the same way. Would you tell the friend who she is?
No.
Friend, would you? Friend,
I
would you?
know
Come
who
on.
I am. You
Okay,
ain't
there
gotta
you go,
throw me
then.
out there. We
There
talking
you
about
go.
Grace. We ain't talking about me. No offense, my nigga.
So now that we understand this is not about me. We're using Grace as an example because she used herself as an example. Everybody get it? So when you come to this form on page, this workbook is going to change our lives. The goal is to do this so much to where you like me, you do it in real time. I do this in real time. I do this the moment something happens. I'm doing this in real time, in seconds, nanoseconds. Grace was, I forgot. What did you write down for B? You should have it
I
written
was
down.
gonna let you down and I was gonna hear about it later.
Okay. Was that realistic?
No.
But it is realistic about your parents. It is really, you get it? It is realistic over there, even though even that's not realistic. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's come back to it. Let's come to it now. Grace thinks she's going to let someone down. Grace, and what does that mean exactly?
Well, you're gonna be disappointed, and I'm trying not to cry because
Y'all gonna cry this whole class because remember the first 15 minutes, all y'all was innocent. Antonio, you're wrong. Now all y'all going, damn, I act just like Grace. Go ahead, Deanna.
Okay. I want to help out my friend. You're going to disappoint anybody depending on who they are, regardless of if you say no. So why not disappoint yourself by telling yourself yes?
Well, okay, hold on. Stop real quick. I like what you're saying. I want to keep it, not keep it. I want to push it back to B. I'm trying to teach how to use these sheets. Is it realistic? Forget your feelings. Is it realistic that you can disappoint somebody? The answer is no. You cannot disappoint anyone. Antonio, you can't say that. No. You cannot disappoint me. I have to make a meaning about what you did in order for you to disappoint me, and it's me disappointing me. It's not, Grace, you can't disappoint me. I'm disappointed in you, Grace. No, your frame of reference, Antonio, about whatever event that you say I did is what got you disappointed. It's not me. Prove it, Antonio. Is God disappointed at Grace?
no.
Was God mad at Antonio for telling his friend, hey, you said you wanted to make money? That's all I did. I didn't do anything else. And yeah, everybody here know if you tell me you want to lose weight, that's what you're gonna do. Because I'm gonna let you know about it. You ain't got to, you know what? Don't even take my word. Deanna wanted to turn in an assignment late last night. Tell him what I did. Tell him what I did.
Okay, first off, in my defense, I was tired.
She did 100 assignments because she fell behind. She did 100 assignments. Ask her if Antonio cared.
I had a crash course in trigonometry, and I've never done it in my life.
Did I care?
No, he did not care.
What was my words to you?
Turn it in, because the deadline is a deadline. And you told them people that you would get caught up and turn everything in before midnight. You don't want to lose favor
with those people.
Giving you favor.
You try and lose favor with folk giving you favor.
I got it.
And you paying them. Get your money's worth, girl.
I got it in 10 minutes before. I had to close my email because they grading stuff, and so I don't get distracted. I had to close that email because y'all would have seen me on here looking. Y'all probably would have seen the solid.
I wound up coming back a minute later. Hey, you know what? I should probably apologize because you were looking for sympathy. That's what I told him. That's how you were looking for, right? You know?
Yeah, I was like, he said my tone was. He's like, my tone was probably a little wrong for that conversation. My tone was kind of off. My tone was probably off for that conversation. I got it in though, 10 minutes before 10 minutes.
And I said, I probably should have gave you sympathy, but that ain't what you asked me to do. That's not what she asked me to do. Here's the deal. I said you got your last assignment, and now your sabotage want to show up. That's the real problem here.
He did, and I was ready, y'all. I was so ready. I was like, I was like, "What this assignment? I'm tired." They done got 200 assignments out of me in 1 week.
No doubt they sure did. Did I do something mean? No. If you challenge the thoughts, I did what I was asked to do.
Even though I went to cuss him, it was okay though. I didn't.
I'm sure you did.
I cussed myself because I was angry at myself for even getting in this situation. Okay, so I cussed myself, but I was
back to Grace. I only did what you asked me to do, Grace. I didn't do nothing else. Now, if Ina want me to have a problem, it shows up like this. What Ina doing? Oh no. them programs I just brought in, I'm only talking like 2 of them. I ain't even talking to most of them. I don't need to. When I'm done with you, it ain't got nothing to do with words. So which friend you want? All right, Ebony. You said you wanted to turn this in. Or when last time you talked to Ebony? Choose ye this day. So let's go back to it. Grace, it's not realistic. Let me tell you, I'm gonna use an emotionally charged subject, okay? To prove to Grace that it's not realistic that she can disappoint people. Y'all ready? Let's turn everybody Grace can't say no to into her rapist. Now Grace has multiple rapists. Okay, this is a mostly women-dominated call. Can Grace disappoint her rapist? No. Answer me out loud. Can Grace disappoint her rapist?
Yes.
Yes.
She can disappoint her rapist?
I hope so.
No, I mean literal rape. And then Grace didn't let me rape her, and I'm disappointed she didn't let me rape her.
Well, no.
It's messed up, but yes.
We got to challenge that stuck point. Here's the deal. It sounds totally asinine that I'm saying that, Susan, about rape. It doesn't change about anything else. It only changed for you because I brought up something emotionally charged. See how strongly you got your moral beliefs now when I brought up rape? Why you don't have about your dreams? I just said that was a whole statement, man. That was a whole statement.
Antonio, here's where I'm stuck at. Let me tell you where I'm stuck at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck at she can't say no to mama. She can't say no to daddy.
Nope.
She can't say no to the preacher. Okay.
Nope.
But she can say no to you,
Right.
but you're the flow of her money. So I'm sitting there going, that's your money. And you saying no to your money?
Push that further. Grace, can you be a princess with anybody else? Any one of them but me? And I'm talking about the bad side of the princess, not what your daddy do. That I ain't doing it anyway.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What y'all are thinking, this is not about Grace. This is about those thoughts. Again, right now, Ina ain't said a word. Sonia ain't said a word. Lindsay ain't said a word. I'm not telling you this is wrong. I'm just telling you that they talking in their head.
I'm screaming in my head. I'm like,
I'm trying to get you to see that your head, those are stuck points. The unmitigated gall that y'all have to actually think I'm making this up when I'm using a worksheet. This don't even make no sense. Hey everybody, my name is Antonio. I'm going to invent therapy today. Thank you so much. And
in our defense, you are the type of brother to do something like that, though.
That is fair. That's actually fair. I'll give you that one. I would give you that one.
touche.
I'll give it. The people with the lowest self-esteem on this call hate this call the most. Hey, guess what?
I don't like it, but I don't hate it. It's one of those things of I know I'm fucked up, but now you putting it in my face and you making me face my fucked upness, and I don't like it because I already know it and I'm already angry about it. But now it's like, I know I got a problem. You ain't got to tell me I got a problem about the situation, but I'm grateful you telling me so you could help me through my problem, but you ain't got to tell me I got a problem. And I know that's all those.
So what's the platform? But here's the deal. Let's challenge that. What's the platform to tell you have a problem?
Life.
Practice.
No, you don't want life to tell you have a problem because you're going to lose.
Practice.
Oh,
The only platform to tell you have a problem so you don't lose is therapy.
yeah. Thank you. I'm so sorry because
Y'all, I said up front, this is therapy. There's not a therapist on the planet that won't let you cuss. Not one. That's part of therapy. Okay, Renee, I saw your hand. Just give me a few moments. I'm trying to show something. Ina ain't gonna like this class until 6-7 weeks in. That's how it's supposed to be. Because y'all not gonna like this class until you do the work. And when you've actually, as I hope you know, you cannot return here next week. Okay, so Phil printed his out. Phil printed his out. So this, let me, you must submit to me in Line app or email your ABC sheets for the next 7 days. And here's what y'all gonna do. Oh no, this is real therapy. I Jerome, did I not tell these people? All right, but y'all don't see something I've never seen. This is y'all never seen this. I know you think you never seen it. You haven't seen this side of me because it's one of them high income skill sets that I have. You know how much I charge people for this?
So how many
Ken, you
days,
should be selling this.
how many days in can we withdraw from this class?
If you do not have your homework, what's your homework? For the next 7 days, you have to write down to me every one of your stuck points. And I need at least 3 different ones. I need 3 different situations, and I need 3 different stuck points. And I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna do the same thing I did when I was going through it many years ago. You're gonna wait till day 6. Let me hurry up and get this done. Let me try to remember what I did through last week. I know what you're gonna do. And some of you gonna do it. But here's the deal. You're not going to like this class until you do the work. Because when Ina start writing down, stuck this, and then she's gonna say, I thought this, and here's what's gonna happen. Ina's gonna be the loudest person in this class in 6 weeks. Sonya gonna be the loudest person in this class. You know why? Because the worst people, the people with the worst self-esteem, are always the fastest to change. Grace, remind me, put work in the chat so I can bring that back up. I'll prove that to you from an electrical science standpoint. Put that in here, put it in here. Here's what's gonna happen. Ina's gonna write down, she's gonna see the stuck point. Then she's gonna write down the ABC. She's gonna say how she felt. And you know what's gonna happen? She's gonna do it again. Somewhere on day 7, it's gonna start. Damn, I keep repeating the same thing. I think it's starting to make sense. Then what's gonna happen on the next week, Noella? She's gonna fool around. That same situation gonna come back up. It ain't gonna be on that sheet though, no more though. She would have saw what's triggering her. And when it came back up, when a little knucklehead friend came back up to try to do it to her, she won. And once you get your first victory from challenging your thoughts and that feeling you get, it's orgasmic. And you want it again. And I'm telling you, there's nothing on this planet more powerful than controlled thought. Einstein has the entire general theory of relativity over it. There's nothing more powerful. Every last one of you were born from the thought of Luther Vandross and red wine. But before you was born, you was thought. No. I need you to get that a thought got your daddy little wee hard.
Oh my God.
And got you here. You ain't gotta like it. I'm just telling you.
I was actually born a key sweat, but continue.
Fair enough. that says you was in the 80s. You understand? And what that says.
Girl, how you know what you was born to?
My mother told me That's so inappropriate.
Here's the deal. You cannot come to class. Watch our class dwindle. I need to see 7 of these, and I need 3. I had to do 7 today. Y'all lucky. I do 7 today. I'm asking for 3. But you got to give it to me.
A day or a week?
A day. Because how many of you know you don't go through one situation a day? All right, I need somebody that's going to admit to me you triggered multiple times a day. Would you please?
I am triggered multiple times.
I mean, it is what it is. I already got a couple of them today.
Who's been triggered by me on this call multiple times? On this call.
Oh yeah, you done hit me a couple times.
And I ain't even said nothing to you. Like, nobody here can say I actually have been disrespectful. But you've been triggered.
What if we have a non-triggered day? Like, that is possible.
Then you write down on your ABC, I've been untriggered.
Oh,
now,
okay.
but we're gonna challenge that.
Yeah, I'm not using that as a cop out. I was genuinely asking. I've learned about copping out. So
here's the deal. All you people who think you have an untriggered day, my question to you is simple. Check your hearts. It's that simple. Because if you're, because we go back to the example again, Jerome. If you truly have untriggered days, then your Lord is blessing you, or your Lord is weak and wimpy. So, Dion, you got an almighty God or a God that got a problem with you. Which one is
it? Well, it's different on different days.
That's not fair.
I'm just saying.
That's actually a fair answer. We know the answer is not true, but we also know I sure be feeling like that, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I ain't lied to you.
That was a fair answer. That was a fair answer. That was a very fair answer. I shall submit to the answer. Jerome, you're right. Listen, I am not saying it. I am not saying anything. I listed to you what low self-esteem looks like. I listed to you some triggers of it. And I use Grace. Grace should be the most offended person in the class.
Chip. No.
Y'all shouldn't even be close to offended. I ain't even used you.
I'm offended for her.
Out there.
But I'm offended for her that you put her out there like that.
No, she put her out there like that. I didn't put her out there like that. And it was about me. It wasn't about her.
See, but you just took it and kept going.
No. I took it, kept going about me. Grace was at no risk there. See, this is how triggered y'all are. Grace had no risk. The entire conversation was about what Antonio did to Grace, not what Grace did to Antonio. That's how jacked up y'all mind are. Grace was never on trial there. That was me and what I said. Grace didn't write down what she did. She wrote down what Antonio did. But see, y'all got triggers to where a man must be wrong for whatever, right? Or whatever it is. Whatever it is. I'm making assumptions here, but I'm not trying to be correct. I'm trying to say there's other options, but nobody here felt bad for me. That says more about you than it does about me.
Wait a minute. Didn't I feel bad for you? I said she messing with her money.
You probably did. Well, in a little bit, what you're going to see is, so here's what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. What can I tell myself in the occasions on the future? This is what's going to happen. So, Grace, let's go through this real quick. I'm just going to be his slave. What can you tell yourself in the future, Grace?
That I'm not your slave. I'm messing up my buddy if I.
Hey, so the goal is to see where your stuck point is and change it into something that moves you forward.
Gotcha.
If you listen to what is occurring on this call, Grace was stuck in her opinion of me that Grace proved on her own wasn't realistic. Now watch. Antonio, you just making it up. Let's go to the difficult sheet. We're going to go to the difficult sheet and let's see what comes next. Because you're going to have to put evidence for, evidence against, and then this is where y'all get caught at. Not including all the information and all or none. Let me explain this to you. We're not here yet, but let me explain. Because I just did it jokingly with Jerome, and I was wrong. No, man, Grace, no. When I said none of y'all felt bad for me, really? Nobody? Is that true, Antonio? Should you challenge that? See, this what y'all do. This what y'all do. Nobody? Like, all these people here and no one? Antonio, Grace always have a negative opinion of me. Really? So every day Grace wake up, Antonio, this is all or none. She always, Antonio, can you tell us how we know when it's a trigger? It's when you use all or none phrases. That's why it's here. When Ken went, man, this ain't gonna work. Never. See, they don't want to play with me now, Jerome. Never is an all or none phrase.
No, I get it. I get it because
it's the most powerful thing we've said so far. Hold on, before you go, watch this here. Because if you just include more information, if Ken would have just went, but he did cut his balls and talk to me 4 hours later. If he would have included that, he would have then said, man, that tooth must hurt way worse than his stones. And that's saying a lot. See, it's a trigger when Ina's always guilty. Y'all don't want to pay attention. Go ahead, Deanna. That's all right. They gonna hear me today.
I got it. Thank you.
Because you always got me guilty, Grace. That's a trigger. That's not a truth. That's not a truth. There is no all or none in this universe. You can't. Susan always mad. Susan's always happy. Always happy? Y'all get it? It can't be all or none. All right, go ahead, Deanna.
so
let me say one more thing for everybody else. If you're using all or none, that's a stuck point. That's an identifier for a stuck point. This is when you need to go, okay, wait a minute. I must have a stuck point somewhere. And then you must cognitively process that thought. CPT, cognitive processing therapy. You must then cognitively process that thought and challenge it. And I promise you, for as long as y'all have ever known me, this is the most useful thing I've ever given you. My knees always hurt. Always, Jerome? So never a time you could praise the Lord for your knees? Never? So God be like, all right then. Don't give him no knees this morning. He's going to be in bed all day. All right, go ahead, Deanna. You go now. I'm trying to check your harvest. Your harvest is telling you what's in column C. Go ahead, Deanna.
So I saw this video on, I think it was either Instagram or TikTok, or was it TikTok on Instagram? One of the other, but it was online. And
yeah, I saw you say she really angry and triggered. Keep going about that.
And the guy, he was saying how there's 3 things going on inside of us at one time. You have your inner child who just wants to play. You have your teenager that's raging out at the world and is angry all the time. And then you have your adult that just wants peace. So what you just, so
That's
what
pretty good.
you, oh
I
my
never
God,
heard that before. That was pretty good. That
it
was
saved my
actually,
life. It really,
yeah,
look,
that was actually very, very good. I never heard that before. That was profound.
Yeah, repeat that if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
don't mind at all. So every person has 3 people inside of them that are constantly battling. You have your inner child who always wants to play and you know, be a kid. You have your you have the traumatized inner child who just wants to be a kid and play. Then you have your teenager that wants to rage out and fight everything because of all the trauma. And then you have the adult in you that just wants peace from it all. And what I just got out of what Antonio was just saying was when you're that's when I said earlier, where'd I put it? It's like it's like talking to your inner teenager, because that's the one that gets triggered and wants to lash out, is the inner teenager. Because the kid is like, man, look, I just want to play. That's all I want to do. And the adult, it just wants peace. But it's that middle point. It's that angry teenager that wants to lash out. So that's when you're asking the questions. She's like, hey, okay, calm down. I get it. You know, like, okay, I understand you mad, but is it really what you think it is? Is it really how? Is it this? And so that's how that's how I made it make sense to me. The questions that we're asking, because that's the person we're asking those questions to. Because as a teenager, I was traumatized from the stuff that I subconsciously took in.
Right. I need to submit right here though. Y'all don't challenge y'all thoughts. Y'all don't
No,
question them. Y'all
no,
have thoughts and then you make actions.
yes. And
Okay,
that's
keep
the
going.
teenager. It's like as an adult, our teenagers are running our lives, not the teenagers you birth, but your inner teenager is the one running your lives. The kid just wants to play, the adult wants peace, but that teenager is the one that's always raging out. And so what I'm learning is that person, that one right there, accept her and then have the conversations with her. So if I get triggered, okay, why are you really triggered? What's really going on? Well, the last time this happened, this is how it happened, and this was the outcome. So because this is how it happened, every time this comes up, this is how I'm going to respond, because I didn't properly work through it then. So I didn't properly work through it as the kid. So now
Okay,
it's
so let me jump in.
okay.
Everybody go to page 3. Let's give science to what she's talking about. Page 3 on your workbook. When she says, I did not properly deal with it as a kid, we need to break down now what trauma is. It's broken down on page 3, handout 5.1. In normal recovery, intrusions and emotions decrease over time and no longer trigger each other. Most of y'all don't have this problem or have this solution because you don't have a normal recovery. You're triggered. So what you need to understand is Ina has an event, and then that event causes an emotion. But since Ina can't talk to anyone, can y'all see this here? If you look at this,
Yeah, we can see it.
hold on, I'm gonna make it even. If you look at this, this is Ina. Autobiographical memory. That's something that's just automatic. This is the intrusion. This is the arousal. So let's break what this means down. Ina has something going on in her life. She made a meaning out of it. She doesn't challenge those thoughts for whatever. See, Grace can't say no to people because apparently whenever Grace was a kid and said no, she got in trouble, or she thinks she got in trouble. So she's still carrying whatever she got going on since then. And since Grace didn't have anybody to talk to, Grace is over here. Ina's over here. Sonia's over here. Deanna's over here. If you look at this, there's no space. If you look here, there's space. Space means no trauma. No space means all trauma. Let me break it down. So what y'all call triggers is the arousal moment. Something externally aroused your autobiographical memory. Let me break it down with a little bit lesser sophisticated words. Something externally triggered your trauma. Can I break it down even more than that, Jerome? Something externally triggered Ina's vow. I ain't gonna never go through this again. Come on, help me, somebody. I bet it makes sense now when I said it that way.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
I bet it makes sense that way, Sonia. Okay.
That phrase right there. What we not gonna do.
That vow, I'm nobody's ever gonna treat me like this again. Y'all know what I'm talking about, huh?
Oh yeah, I've said that before.
That lives in your before. I said that Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? That vow lives in your autobiographical memory. So what's the intrusion? Allow me to explain intrusions to Noella. Some of y'all right now are trying so hard to listen to me. Are you trying real hard? You're giving it your best shot. Ina giving it her best shot. Ina's listening to me. I use everybody's names. Now, if y'all get offended by that, then you're gonna keep getting offended because I've been doing this for years, using everybody's names. When I say something super hard, I always use my name. I just use names so y'all can stay awake. All right.
I used to get mad offended when you use my name. Why he calling me out? And then after I've learned over the years, and you've even taught me how to do that when I speak.
Because it's a conversation, because nobody shows up to lectures. When I use your name as a conversation, nobody's going, you know what? Let's sit for a 2-hour lecture from Antonio. We want to do that. There's nobody here signing up for that. That's why I use names. Nobody's signing up for lectures. Okay. Nobody's signing up for lectures. All right. So, am I still okay? Here's the intrusion, y'all. This is what intrusion means. Y'all ready? Some of y'all are really trying to listen to me. And Ina's going, I'm so proud of him. And that trauma go, no, you're not. Remember when Mike did this? You know what I'm talking about. Y'all ever been sitting there watching the movie? Can't even finish the movie because something in the movie triggered you about something happening to you? See, now. See, this
I actually stopped watching the movie and go find something else to watch that's the complete opposite of what that movie is.
Complete opposite. See, this why I love.
Get out of that energy.
This why Jerome Simon had too much fun, because highly aware people never have problems. And that's the dumbest thing on the planet. You literally listen to Abraham Hicks all day, who y'all hear Abraham goes, and Esther had a problem and she was facing this. And y'all go, oh my God. Abraham did it all the time. And Esther was angry. You literally, but when it's y'all, oh, I'm fully ascended. Well, check your harvest. Hold on. Before you go, watch this here. Intrusion. Trauma doesn't give a blank about when it intrudes in your mind. Who can testify? You sitting there minding your business. Ebony minding her business all day long. A damn good old happy day. And trauma be like, you ain't gonna be happy now. Remember Bobby? You wouldn't even think about Bobby. Y'all, they got this broken down to a science. Get ready down in 1 minute. So what's the difference, Antonio, between those who suffer with trauma, aggression, self-harming behaviors, all this stuff? What's the difference between this and this, Antonio? Why is this one like this? And it's simple. And Phil preaches it to y'all every chance he get. Conversation. The people who have traumatic events, all you people, I can call you out. Dion, Ina, Susan, Ebony, Noella, Grace, Sonia, Anne Marie,
Deanna.
Both Linsoms. Deanna, Lindsay, and I don't know about Amir. Y'all ain't have nobody to talk to when you needed them the most. When you needed them, I'll pull this whole microphone. When you needed them, when it was your turn to be triggered and trauma, and when you really needed to express how your brother died, how your mother died, and you really needed to tell someone over an extended period of time, they just expected Susan to be strong like she always is. That's how trauma starts. 66% of people who go through something don't get trauma because they have someone to talk to. And then there's the 33% of us black sheeps. I got you, Susan. There's a 33% of us black sheeps that can't talk to nobody when it's time for us to talk to somebody. Okay, Susan, then Deanna.
Well, the first trauma that I was unaware of was my trauma that you brought up to me was, my grandfather getting shot in the back.
Yeah.
And
but just freaking traumatic.
It disrupted the family, moved from a beautiful area, beautiful home. My dad had a wonderful job and surrounded by the love of family in Massachusetts, to go into Kentucky to take care of his mother and sister and the family going through that trial while my mom was pregnant with me. And the stress of my mom leaving a beautiful life and all the family and their beautiful home they built, all those things. And you said because she was pregnant with me that I came out with that.
Came out with it, epigenetics.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always knew about it, and it always was in the back of my mind. And and then I saw how hard it was for my mom. I could feel that from her. And my dad too, just and the family there, and they would come visit, and we'd go there once a year, but the same thing. Now, last weekend, our son Chad went to Cape Cod, went to where my grandfather grew up on Martha's Vineyard. He wanted to experience that whole thing that he didn't get to experience. My kids didn't get to experience those things. Of course, I wouldn't probably be sitting here right now because I'd have a whole other life and wouldn't have met who there. So you never
know.
Like Phil says, all things work together for good.
Right.
But I never thought of that until you said that.
Fair enough.
I knew I had that, but I didn't really ever talk about it.
Yeah. They actually orchestrate that now, Susan, on a mass level. Deanna, take the mic from me in 1 minute because I do not want to get lost here and we got to end the call. There's many people groups. They do it with black people, they do it LBGT, they do it with transgenders. Trans are getting it terribly. See, the goal is to make you a born loser. And the way you do that is give the mama trauma. So when she gets pregnant, that trauma is passed on genetically. And if you do this enough, then we have a generation of less inferior people groups. They do this right now. It's 100% planned. It's the reason why you can't see nipples of a woman on Facebook, but you can see a black man get shot in the chest live and they censor it and say it's maybe sensitive content. Somebody's controlling that. Somebody's controlling that level of trauma. It's perfectly fine to see, fake Phil, not this Phil, but fake Phil get shot. Perfectly fine to see that, but not fine to see skin. Right? So I'm not advocating for either. I'm just telling you what it is. Okay, go ahead, Deanna. And then after you got last thoughts, and I got to give you closing thoughts.
Okay, so I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, great. Great. Watch this here. I want to show y'all how powerful. When this is the first time I pause, I'm using that. I want to show you how powerful this class is. Some of you have been molested, have been raped. Some of you have been betrayed because, betrayal does, an enemy has never betrayed anybody in the history of mankind. Betrayal comes from friends and family, not an enemy. That's not what the definition of the word is. Betrayal says somebody, I cannot believe you did that to me. We all think enemies trying to stab us. But cousin JoJo, oh man, that's different. Okay. I want you to hear my last words. Remember, your homework is to give me all 7 of these. And remember, when I told y'all a 20-week class with me teaching was camera optional, you should have knew something was up then. I know you don't like this class. I hate every class like this. I hate them all. They work though. They absolutely work. They work. If you stay in the plane, they work. But you should have knew then I was up to something. This is how we challenge our thoughts, Phil. And everybody's going to agree with this because it's an emotionally charged subject. Some of y'all have been betrayed. Some of y'all have been raped. Some of y'all have been molested. You've been everything. My parachute was ready. Some of y'all did all this stuff, right? But check me out, Sonya. All of y'all have gone, I should have knew better. If you have said, God told me don't go over there. I had a feeling. I knew better. Can I get some witnesses? I see the hands up. Can I get some non-camera
told
on
me
witnesses?
Multiple times.
Yep, something told me, and I just went.
Something told me. And here's the deal. And we hold on to that, don't we? Don't do that. You know why? Because y'all got the grace problem. It's the grace thinks it's realistic to disappoint somebody. No, let me tell you what the actual truth is, Grace. It doesn't matter if something told you. It doesn't matter if you knew I was going to do something inappropriate. I'm the asshole that abused my power over you. You don't blame you for me not being proper. I'll say it again. Y'all are walking around with trauma, calling it ascension. You're walking around with trauma, calling it, well, we just got to let things go, Phil. No, 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 no. It is not your job to let things go and release it in love. We got to stop saying that stuff. It's your job to have that nasty conversation. Deal with that teenager Deanna was talking about, and then let it go. But you need to keep the blame on me. If I raped you, don't take responsibility. I shouldn't have trusted Antonio. No, Antonio shouldn't have acted like Antonio. You have to. Y'all not here yet. It's gonna take me about 8 weeks for y'all to believe what I'm saying right now. It's gonna take me about 8 weeks. But I'm telling you, all of you have said, I knew I shouldn't have went over there. It sounds good. That's why the church and religion is so jacked up, because we all spiritually, I knew I shouldn't. No, Susan, I took advantage of you. Deanna, I took advantage of you. Don't, when it's time to challenge your thoughts, y'all need to make it perfectly okay to look at that thought and go, I was a fool, and that's okay. I was taken advantage of, and that's okay. Because until you do it, I got you, Deanna. Hold on, I'm gonna show this picture. Until you do it, Ina, until you go, that's okay. You can never put that space. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. As long as I'm gonna do it again, Deanna. I'm gonna do it again so they can see it. As long as you keep going, Susan, you know what? Everything's our fault. I'm supposed to be more aware than this. Guess what? That's no conversation. You're not even having the conversation. You're killing the conversation. And the traumatized version of you is so intrusive because you won't talk to it. So you want to be so ascended that you are in trauma. This is why you are a good person. You are an ascended vessel, but your life don't show the fruit. This is why. This is why. Because you're doing the right things intellectually, but awarenessly, you stuck in column C. I feel some way, and it's showing up in your life. Okay, go ahead, Deanna, and then I'll close it out.
So how do you have that conversation
Good question.
without being the victim and
No, you're
living?
supposed to be. That's I'm giving you permission to be the victim.
No, I get that. But then you have, okay, so we're told don't be a victim, don't be a victim, don't be a victim, but then you're telling us be a victim. So how do we be a victim without
I'll answer your question. I'm glad you asked. Everybody told you I don't be a victim. Everybody who's told you, and we're talking about this is their theology. It's not. I'm not talking about if Antonio said it once in a certain context. I'm not talking about that. The people who preach and teach, don't be a victim. Can I push it further? The people who preach and teach, bring your yokes to the Lord. His burdens is easy. Do y'all want to be like them? Do they have the harvest that you want in your life? I need you to process this information.
Man.
Bro, I just said something. I want you to process that nobody ever of any wealth of any kind has ever told you, shut up and take it, Susan.
Well, then, can you push it a little bit further for the men?
Sure can.
Because we always get you can't be vulnerable, you can't be this, you can't be that. But then the other side is, oh, you can trust me, and then boom, I use it against you. Or even if you don't, it's like it feels pseudo.
You just said it yourself without me even having to say it, but I'll push it further and tell you this is why men ain't in the church. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that's why women populate the church for the very thing you just said. Because we're not allowed to be vulnerable at all. And worship is the most vulnerable thing you can do. So when you raise a man to tell him never be vulnerable, how you expect him to worship? How you gonna worship with gangster?
And then if you are that person, you know how the church talks, and then they're, oh, they was this and that, and you hear in the pulpit from the corner, you sit in the corner because whatever.
You understand the reason why y'all worship with y'all palms open? Because that's a submissive position. Can't defend yourself like this. This though, I worship you, Lord. Mm-hmm. No, it's crazy. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Remember, I need all 7 of these. You turn them in late, sabotage, turn them in trash. I don't care if Ina go, I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't feel like doing it, but it need to be on the paper. I didn't feel like doing it. You hear me? It need to say, I ain't doing this, but I showed up though. Because everybody can't grow at the same time. We'll get to the same place, but our steps won't be the same length. Go ahead, Dion.
Okay, I just want to confirm for my classmates, because they may have the same question I have. You keep saying 7, so that's 1 a day.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I need 7 sheets.
Oh, you
I need 21 total.
21. Okay.
I need 21 total per week.
Don't look at me like that, Jalen. I see your face.
Look at Dion. Dion's like, oh my God.
So wait. Okay. All
But
right.
it's
3
not
on the
like
same sheet.
it's
3 on
not
1 sheet.
3 on 1 sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like I benefit from it. It's for
Lord.
you. It's
My
not.
parachute is packed.
It's not like I'm taking it to the bank and going, yeah, can I cash out Dion stuff? Yeah, go and give me 3,000 for it. No, this is for you. It's not for
We
me.
have to come up with 21 separate things.
Child, let me tell you something, little mama. You're gonna be triggered 21 times before this day is over.
You ain't gonna have to come up with it.
I don't even know why you acting like.
But
The reason why it's labored, the reason why you feel like it's too much is because you're traumatized, and the sabotager in you will never let you do a task that knows you have to kill it. Remember, everything on this planet is alive, including your sabotager, and nothing goes down without a fight.
can I use yesterday as an example of some things that happened yesterday? Because
You certainly can. You certainly can.
my mind.
See, every time you ask me, I want y'all to recognize it. Every time you ask me a question, I've been lax about this. Cameras on, lax. Candidates, lax. I haven't tried to run any, Ina, you my testimony. I ain't tried to run nothing in this class. I have not. I have not. Go ahead, Deanna. I have not.
Okay, so this question
Uh-huh.
is for those of us who are, I'm just gonna act like it didn't happen kind of people. How are we supposed to do? You know what? I ain't even gonna ask for you. I'm gonna ask.
The answer is
How
you
am I
need
supposed
to
to
be
do it when stuff come up? I be like, you know what? I'm
exactly.
good. I ain't even gonna focus on that.
No, that's the whole point, Noella. No, that's you gotta stop saying that. I'm just gonna be good. I'm just gonna not focus on it. No, that's trauma that you're passing off as ascension.
I'm just asking because
Y'all gotta stop being positive and broke.
it's not being positive. It's just I'm gonna put it over here so I don't have to deal with it because I don't have the energy to deal with it right now. Like I'm in the middle.
So when are you going
writing
to
this
deal with
paper
poison? When are
for
you going
school.
to deal with poison?
Maybe if I just brush the poison under the rug,
Yeah, because poison is very respectable.
it is sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Poison
Wouldn't
has
bother me for that
sarcastic,
minute.
but
yeah, poison has manners. Yes,
I'm
yes.
being sarcastic.
No,
Sarcastic
no,
is
but
a way of
you're telling the
dealing with
truth.
it. Yeah,
Your
like
sarcasm has real life applications.
it could.
It's a real deal. It's the real deal.
I also deal with shit using sarcasm. So
I look, when they say, "Boy, I was in the dark," I'm telling y'all,
I sure was.
we are out here medicating on positivity.
Oh, damn.
Right?
Antonio, what the heck?
Medicating on positivity.
Medicating on positivity.
You
We
just
are absolutely medicating on positivity.
you made
times
Renee
right there.
cuss.
We medicate on positivity. You're not supposed to medicate on positivity. You're supposed to be positivity. You're not supposed to medicate on it. Those are two different things. If something is wrong, accept that it is, love that it is, because that traumatized version of you is your dominant vibration. And until you have a conversation with that traumatized version of you, your harvest is going to keep showing up as traumatized harvest. This is why you get $10,000, but 9,000 is accounted for already.
Oh my, stop it.
You know what? I'm at the door of the plane with a parachute on. Quit playing with me.
I need all 7 of y'all. I'm giving Ina, I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm giving Ina full permission to say, I ain't want to do this shit. I ain't want to do this shit. And I ain't want to do this shit. On my sheet years ago, I promise you, I literally said, this happened. And it said, what did you think about? And I went, I'm not even going to answer this question for you. I wrote that down. And then because I was filling out for me because I was trying to, because she can type it in. I couldn't. I had to tell her over the phone. And my therapists were like, okay, I like this part. When you said I just ain't gonna do this, here's the deal. I don't need Ina. Now I am talking to you, Ina. I don't need you to be right. I don't need you to be holy. I just need you to fill it out. So next week I can say, okay, everybody, let's deal with this stuck point. Who else has this stuck point? It's not the answers that I need. It's the stuck point. Remember, if you remove the stuck points, then you remove the stoppage on your blessings. It's called a stuck point for a reason. It is stuck in your blessings somewhere unworthy of you. To borrow from Abraham Hicks, you are creating. It's just not deliberately. It just is what it is. It just 100% is what it is. So I go back, Grace, 90 seconds. I go back to what I tell you. All that. Calm down. Don't calm down, Susan. Don't. Stop calming down. Just get it together. Don't get it together. That is trauma ringing in you. Answer the call. The next time that pink bill come in, the next time you're threatened with how we gonna pay rent, you need to deal with that, because the reason you're threatened with how we're gonna pay rent because you got an unrealized version of you that can't pay rent, that you won't talk to. And since you never talk to that person, you're continuously in a cycle to be reminded to deal with it. And then what do? God brings it back up. You go, cut on some comedy.
So
that's right. But you're medicating. You're supposed to medicate off abundance. You're supposed to be abundance. You're not supposed to just medicate off stuff. Go ahead, Grace, and then Prophet Jared.
what is my conversation to the person that says we can't pay this bill? What in the hell is we gonna do?
That sounds like a great conversation starter, Grace. You just nailed it. You just a great conversation starter. I would love to tell you what your conversation should be, but I don't want to violate your free will. But since I understand the heart of the question, I'll answer you as a therapist. Hey, we can't pay this. Is there something we're not learning? Okay. And why are we not learning it? Where are we stuck at? Okay, we're stuck here. What made us responsible for being stuck here? Okay. All right, we're stuck here. Wait a minute. Who keeps us stuck here, though? Because Antonio, he does he like me stuck here? Huh. We need to get rid of Antonio. Y'all get mad at the friends that push you to a higher level, and never get mad at the friends that want you fatter than them. As long as you 5 pounds over them, girl, take another one. Susan will never let you eat that stuff. Anyway, go ahead, Prophet Jerry.
I can't stand you, man.
Oh, you say she making the same face as you. Yeah, there's some stuff you just can't do around Phil. You can't just go around Phil talking about, oh, Phil, let me tell you what let me be messy with you, Phil, and tell you about this person. Phil ain't trying to hear that. Phil would go, you know what? I'm glad you bring that up, Grace. Let me call him on the phone right now. You can tell him yourself. That's how you kill that conversation. Go ahead, Prophet Jay.
Greetings, Bishop. How you doing?
I'm doing swell.
Can
Just know
I'm
trying to hear you. I got on fire at the end. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. No, you good.
I just wanted to ask for it. Can I get this in email, because the nurses was in and out and they're trying to get blood and all that. So I missed some of the
Fair
I
enough.
missed some of the goodie parts.
Grace, if you can take a screenshot of everybody here, start a line app group with all of us, and we'll share resources. I'll share resources like I'm doing in another group. Grace is going to take a screenshot, and then we'll put all the replays in that group. I'm not doing nothing with this, y'all. There's nothing. I mean, maybe, you know what? Maybe Ina put on the Law of Attraction podcast, and I forget to tell her not to, and she'd automatically put it. But I'm telling y'all, there's nothing here that, like, there's no book coming out of this. There's nothing. This is for your benefit. This is nothing. We got you. We'll make sure you get in the group, get the replay and everything.
I just happen to be here, stuck here. Wow. I was thinking I'll be home.
Nah, I feel like that because I wanted to address. I'm glad you brought it back up. Prophet Jerry didn't miss anything. He caught what he was supposed to catch, and he's supposed to make that trauma part of him that says, I'm always missing stuff because I'm in the hospital. He's supposed to lean into that and say, you know what? We do feel that way. But we got this far. We got this far, haven't we? Look how wise we are. Until you have these uncomfortable conversations that y'all keep, I'm just going to be positive. I'm not crying because of you. I'm crying because I disappointed you. That's all trash.
Wow, that's deep right there, Bishop. Oh.
Yeah, if you love me so much that when you disagree with me, you want to kill yourself, you love me too much.
No, I want to kill you. I don't want to kill myself. I want to kill you.
That's good self-love right there, Jerome, because I've been stepping on your toes the whole call. Yeah, that's good self-love right there. I'm going to kill you. Y'all, I'm bringing back up. I just keep trying to bring it up so we can end on this one vibration. Do not take the responsibility away from me. I abuse my place in your life. That's where the blame goes. That's where now we're not talking about I'm not talking about being a victim in this particular case. You need to point it to me so you can be easy on you. Don't take Ina. I mistreated you. Not you were stupid. I took advantage of you. You need to place that properly on me so you can stop carrying around my toxicity in you. You give me 20 weeks. I swear to God, I'll change our lives forever. Watch how much money will flow to you automatically and easily. And the crazy thing is, I told it to the caption leader and let's leave. This is not just for you. It's supposed to be outside independently of me. You don't owe me no commission. I would gladly accept donations. You can just send it to American Airlines or Delta. I fly both. I'm not sure. Maybe Delta. You can just send it there. Just send it there and don't worry about it. I'll use it. Don't worry. I'll use it. I'll find it. I'll find a trip. Don't worry about it.
Did you mean I'll find a trip?
That's accurate. Conclusion, honestly. Put the blame on me, Kenneth. Not the way Kenneth did it. Oh, this ain't gonna work. No. That's the all and none, right? You don't want to do that. But you do want to say, okay, every time I talk to Ina, I don't enjoy that conversation. Oh. She always makes me feel bad when I talk to her. Why am I feeling bad? What is this thing she triggers in me? Okay. Well, are you leaving, Ina? Absolutely not. Then get over it. Are you leaving, Ina? I don't know. Then keep asking questions. All right, then. So you keep going. Because if you're going to tell, if you're going to say, I trust you, and then get mad at me when the universe say our plan ain't good enough, then you don't trust me. My very last words. Anything you want, if me and Grace fall out and Grace start posting about me, she wanted to say that when we was in peace. She just used us falling out to say it. You can't plan better. You can't dominate. Amen. Y'all got 19 more weeks of this. Good God Almighty. Blame feeling Susan. Blame feeling them. They got so much reward in heaven. Y'all can blame that. It's not even gonna affect them. All right, y'all. Love you. Love you.
Love you more.
Love you more.
Jesus.